taking on the 7th-ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Gamecocks will get us started with the opening kickoff. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. A quick pass to the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Clemson jumps to the line. A strike downfield. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. Clemson has just been prolific at the receiver position. More scheme or more talent? I'd argue it's both, David.
Yeah, I'd argue more talent over the years, just dudes on the outside that win. And you know what? I think Clemson, as much as anybody in the country, has always featured those guys. And you want to play one-on-one with those guys, or you want to give them a cushion, like they'll throw it right now. And they've always believed in those guys out wide. And you know what? They usually come through for them.
On the run, still looking. He throws one to the left. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
No panic and hesitation by the defense on that play. First off, nice job getting some pressure, flushing the quarterback out to his left, and even a better job in the back end covering after that scramble.
A quick completion to the left, looking for the 1st down. He'll be stopped at the 32, still ground to cover if they want to convert, and 4th down is coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Taking it the other way. The 40. He's at the 30.
How about this defense? Coming out, you know you've got a challenge on your hand, and you're talking about coming out ready, hair's on fire, ready to play. You can tell, dropping back, great coverage. They know this guy's great. They know he can spin it. They're sitting on the coverage, waiting on it. They win the first check early. Give the defense some credit. They were ready for this great quarterback.
This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. The give to the back. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. To the air, it's Sellers. Picked off to stop the threat. Takes it the other way. He's at the 40. The 20. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers. What about the speed of that defender on the return?
He's showing you, Reese, like, listen, it's not just wide receivers that can do that. I can take this thing to the house. I got some moves. Watch this. Unbelievable job flipping the field. Offense about to score. Defense makes the huge plays and gets points out of it.
Special teams miscue as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Going for the big play. Makes the catch along the left sideline, and that is a big pickup. Touchdown, South Carolina. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
He'll bring it out. It's Randall. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. They'll start this drive going to the air. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. This rivalry dates back to 1896. It's been a little bizarre with the chicken curse, and it's a bit unusual, too, because the state school, South Carolina, isn't the perennial football power.
No, but it's kind of had its ebbs and flows a little bit.
Ernie on the Jets. Oh, he got loose. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got...
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Looked to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just
He's loose. It's a seam wide open. Bulldozes his way through. The stop is made, but his offense is threatening first and goal from the 9.
Well, this quarterback has found a really nice rhythm here on this drive. He just looks dialed in. He's doing a great job in the pre-snap, seeing the safety rotation, and that time saw the one-on-one matchup to take a shot, and he hit it. He's in a really, really nice groove right now.
Caught over the middle. It's Davidson. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one. To the air. It's Klubnik. He'll throw it. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Tiger. Ready to try the point after. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. It's a reverse. They throw it in reverse as that's the final play here in the first period. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. The offense changing the play. Back to pass. The quick out. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Brought down at the 23. It's a 15-yard pickup to get them way out of their own end. From their own 23, it'll be 1st and 10. Looking for a man. It's Sellers. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The game, originally held during the State Fair in Columbia as Big Thursday, was officially named the Palmetto Bowl in 2014. The trophy came a year later, replacing the old Hardee's Bowl trophy.
Very apropos. A silver palm tree for the Palmetto Bowl. That makes sense, David. This is the biggest sporting event in the state of South Carolina. I know this is a game that you and I have really enjoyed watching over the years.
I mean, so much fun, and the definition, Jesse, of hate all throughout the state. And bragging rights to whoever wins this football game and gets that trophy.
With the catch, it's Harbor. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And that was another ball thrown in harm's way. And this young man, here he has one interception. That was almost a second. Just playing a little bit loose with the football. Let's make sure we get that dialed in. We can't make those mistakes. Hard to win games when you make big mistakes.
Extending the play. They wrap him up. He tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's stopped in the backfield. This is not leather helmet era football. This is analytics around midfield, 4-down territory. Making side adjustments here. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. And he's going to go out of bounds short of the line to gain.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
Makes the grab. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. The Tigers want to pick up the tempo. Looking downfield, it's Klubnik. Finds a tight end. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. He's dragged down to the ground, but what a play there. Scoops up the loose football and moves the chains. They take over late and they have enough time to put together a drive. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, an array of possibilities here. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Quickly complete. Still running at the 40. There he goes. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
I was so excited for this game because I just knew it was going to be a back-and-forth battle, and that's what we've seen here. Great job by the quarterback. Good decision, reading the coverage, accurate throw. They get the extra point. This thing is all knotted up.
He calls for the fair catch and makes it deep in his own end, and he might have been better off seeing if that ball would just trickle into the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. He wants to go deep. Pulls it in down the middle. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36.
Who needs a 2-minute offense? When you're this explosive, this offense creates the big play, completely flips the field position right away, now in a position to go ahead and score points before the half.
Looking downfield, it's Klubnik. It's complete on the right side. The stop, the start, the juke, everything in the bag as he gets to the 29. Wants to throw, he's working against the clock. Snagged in the middle, it's Moore. And the Tigers get enough for the first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Wide receiver comes in motion. Running back searching for a hole. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Looking downfield very late in the half. He makes a grab. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And here on 2nd down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. So they'll send out the field goal unit. It's good. And with that, they've taken the lead.
Well, you love to see that, right? They put themselves into position at the end of the half to take the lead. They put it on their kicker. He knocks it through the uprights. So nothing but good vibes for this team now with the lead heading in at halftime.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. Clemson will kick this deep to get the second half underway. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air, it's Sellers. Can't make the connection. The pressure there calls the missed timing.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Makes the grab on the left. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
Looking to throw on 1st down. He's looking deep. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Fires to the tight end. They're working their way toward midfield. He's out of bounds at the 46.
Got like that big, reliable security. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
Wants to keep it in the air. Finds his tight end. He's out of bounds, and they'll say he got it to the 45. And the Gamecocks are flying down the field. Off-play action on 1st down. Bringing the heat. And he'll just get rid of that one.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football league.
Trying to make magic with his feet. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out, but when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Iptay if they can. There he goes. Wide open spaces. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down.
3rd down and inches, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to be physical and they're going to run the football, but they still executed a good level. Not only picking up the 1st down, chewing up more yardage to make this drive even easier.
The Gamecocks will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Back to pass, it's Sellers. Touchdown, Gamecocks! And with that one, they jump on top here in the 2nd half.
And it's a really nice play call that time by the offensive coordinator because you just had an explosive run getting you down close to the goal line. I think everybody on defense was expecting them to just turn around and hand it off again. Not the case. Now you go pass. Really nice catching the defense off guard, and they get the touchdown. Bang, bang, 2 plays, 6 points on the board.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. They'll get this drive going from the 17. They'll try the run. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19. Clemson is quick to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
It's nice having zone eyes on the quarterback. I tell you what, you got to lead, be smart, don't give up big plays, drop back in your zones, but watch, when the ball's thrown, you can see the guys break on the football immediately and go make a play.
On 3rd down, going up top. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. The Tigers getting set on 1st and 10. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's, it's about the Jimmies.
He lets it fly. He's got it inside the 25. And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field as they get set to snap it just about to reach the end of the quarter. Looking for a man. It's Klubnik. Steps to his left, out of the pocket. He's not afraid to go deep. Makes the grab deep. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. Final stands in the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. Red pass, it's complete. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the right. A beautifully placed ball to the outside, and the toe drag for the big pickup. Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. The corners are walked up tight. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. After the setback, the offense gets set for a 1st and 15. Going up top again. Flushed out of the pocket. Now he'll let one fly down the left side.
And that is a huge missed opportunity for the quarterback. You've got your guy wide open in the end zone. You're not under pressure.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. This one's big to make sure they can't beat you with a field goal. And he knocks it through, and the lead is a field goal here in the 4th quarter. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. They'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. And the score comes courtesy of an explosive play in the passing game from 60 yards out. They'll start this drive 60 yards in front of them from their own 40. Dropping back, it's Klubnik. Here's a heat. Moving out of the pocket. Got his man all by himself. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
I'll be honest. honest, man, if I had the weapons these guys had offensively, I'd be staying aggressive too. It's what got them to this point. It's why they have the lead here in the fourth quarter. Take some shots when those opportunities present themselves.
Moving into scoring territory at the 36 on first down. He'll do it himself. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? The Tigers moving quickly to the line. The give as they work on that clock. Stop is made at the 22. A 10-yard pickup and a first down just outside the red zone.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
Looking to throw on first down. Thanks to grab. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. You already have the lead. Scoring is always good, but milk the clock, and it will be your friend. A first down run on the doorstep. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Dropping back, it's Klubnik. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Second and goal, no dice for this offense. If I'm on offense right now, I'm thinking about who are my mismatches, who are my big bodies out wide that I can throw them the football and they can make a play over top of somebody.
Let's it fly. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. Third and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up fourth.
Here we go. What great shape they will be in if they can punch in a touchdown. Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Gets away from one. Going to try to get it himself. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Calling a timeout here, you have to avoid making a mistake in this situation. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. Fires on the move. Pulls it in. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on. He wants to change this route. Wants to throw on first down. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
This really has been a master class by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to pass. It's Sellers. Now rolling to the left. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Timeout called by the offense. 24 seconds left on the clock. On third and long, trying to convert through the air. Finds him out of the backfield. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
That's why as a defense, you feel okay playing man coverage on third down because you know you've got linebackers and you've got players on your defense that can cover these dangerous running backs mano-a-mano. Nice job tackling in the open field.
Gotta have it here on fourth down. He's got it, first down and more. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. To the air on first down. Dumps it to the back. Passes incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
Might be changing the route. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Buys a little extra time. Turning it on. He'll go out of bounds right at the 23-yard line. This kicker is going to need nerves of steel on this one. And with 3 seconds left, a last chance to extend the game into overtime. And that is no good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal. South Carolina did a lot of throwing before the game, but as it turns out, the chicken curse is alive and well as Clemson wins the Palmetto Showdown. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football. Welcome, everyone, to Williams-Brice Stadium, home of the South Carolina Gamecocks. As we'll see the #2 team in the country, the Penn State Nittany Lions, taking on the 12th ranked team in the land, the South Carolina Gamecocks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Nittany Lions will kick it away to start. Fielded in the end zone, it's Harbor. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Offense in a bunch formation. To the air, it's Sellers. Rushes on him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Keeps looking downfield. What an abject disaster by this guy. Running around, never threw it away, and finally forced out of bounds. Big loss forced by the D. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Slips a tackle. He'll pull it down. At the 15, he's loose. They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming. The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3 and outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4 and out. Lots of running room. And not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing, an easy conversion for this offense. And the Gamecocks will have it 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got it first. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. Bought a little time, lets it go. Makes the grab. Oh, he's got some space. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
And that's why, for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
He'll pull it on the read. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And when these quarterbacks run these zone reads or read options, whatever you want to call them, they have to put their eyes on a certain defender. And they're reading him. And basically, you can't be right. That's what makes it so hard to defend, because if you do one thing, he's going to do the other. You do the other thing, he's going to do the other. So good luck stopping him.
Using the quick game. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
Wants to throw. It's Sellers. Intercepted in the first drive. In for the pick. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
I love the defense's approach on this drive. They didn't panic. They gave up some yards, but what did they do? They forced a 3rd down, a predictable situation, played great discipline, broke on the football, and forced a big interception.
They found a little running room out of the Wildcats, still short of the 1st down marker. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the snap, it's Singleton. He'll try to do it himself. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Singleton there to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. So first down here as they go back to work. On the direct snap, it's Singleton. Makes the grab, it's Allen. All out of space. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball in the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make...
Turning on the Jets. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Brought down after the catch at the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. And the Wildcat is not working. They knock him down behind the line. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Floating away. Looking for the end zone. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. Fielded in the end zone. It's Williams. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's loose. Makes a pass to Marker. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. The Gamecocks come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. He's going for the big play. Makes the grab on the big throw. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. And the Gamecocks headed quickly to the line. Looking downfield on 1st down. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line after the huge pickup.
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last possession, tried to force it in there, threw the interception. This possession, it's not there. Take off and scramble. Great job. You got enough athletic ability to do that. Big 3rd down conversion by this offense.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up. And now a chance to pull even as we get late here in the first half. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle.
Touchdown, South Carolina! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
Nice job putting a drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the first half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a staff that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for 2, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Singleton. He's going to run it. They bring him down, but that's why you give them that Wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Quarterback adapting. Grab behind the line. It's Allen. It's a seam wide open. They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Sets up the screen. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds.
With this offense will screen you in a variety of ways. They'll throw receiver screens, tight end screens. The running back screen also a big part of what they like to do, like you just saw there.
Pocket breaking down. Makes the grab. Inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Here's the pressure. Caught in the backfield. It's Singleton. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. And as the first half draws near to a close, here comes the field goal unit. It is good. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. The Gamecocks will kick it off to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's Singleton. Caught in the backfield, it's Allen. The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few, still some work to do for the first down. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough for the first down, and they might mark that down to use the Wildcat again.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. And they are knocked down way behind the line of scrimmage as the defense declaws the Wildcat. The Nittany Lions trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking to throw, it's Allen. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. There he goes. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Penn State.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, there's nothing better than being a defensive lineman and a defense period that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody.
There he goes. Wide open spaces. He's inside the 40. Just what they were looking for. A huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. And the Gamecocks want to crank the tempo. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Quarterback moving. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And it's so underrated, the relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in games.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Direct snap. It's Singleton. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Turning it on. He's got the first down, and they did a brilliant job getting them outflanked with the Wildcat. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. And the Wildcat has turned to disaster. A big loss as the defense was all over it. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. That's caught. It's Allen. Turns it on in midfield. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Looking for space to the left. Oh, better look out. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. And this Wildcat is going to be deep long, stopped in the backfield. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the snap, it's Allen. Looking to scramble. Back's going for the goal line. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
Coming out with it, it's Williams. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. One final play before the end of the quarter. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Snags it inside the 20. They make the tackle, but not before he finishes off this third period with a big play. throw it from the red zone. He's got him still on his feet. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. The Gamecocks in the hurry up. Back to throw, it's Sellers. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Gamecocks! This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, it just gets in the zone, right? You can't miss. You've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
Well, every coordinator has a couple of two-point plays in his back pocket. They dialed one up there. They didn't get it. Let's see how that affects the outcome of this one.
They still need a touchdown to take the lead here in the fourth, and they'll try to get the ball back with the onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's Singleton. Now adjusting. He's to running room. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Allen. Scrambling away. Caught near the sticks. It's Smith. Got enough space. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Penn State.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a two-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Back to throw, it's Sellers. Pressure coming. There he goes, breaking the pocket. And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds. And the Gamecocks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Under fire. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Allen. He'll pull it down and run. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Direct snap. It's Allen. Caught behind the line. It's Smith. There's a live football. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. Fires left. At the 40, there he goes. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Dances away. He's going to fire to the left. Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football, getting the big turnover, You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
On the snap, it's Allen. Trying to make magic on the scramble. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Allen. And the Wildcat is not working. They knock him down behind the line. Timeout called there by the defense. Desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. He can't quite get there on the scramble. Dangerous with his feet, but this defense rises to the occasion and forces a fourth down. They'll try to convert from the Wildcat. The decision to go for it does not pan out.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, trying to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
Under fire. Fires toward the end zone. Into the end zone for a touchdown, and here in the final minute, they still have a chance.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
It's complete to the right. He gets it in for the 2, and now a field goal would tie it.
Great job converting the two-point conversion. You've now made it a three-point game, so all the pressure now is on your kicker. Not only do you have to execute the onside kick, you're probably going to have to kick a bomb to tie this thing up.
He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground, and most of the time,
hits the afterburners. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Back has it. Dances away to buy time. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
that is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail, meet, coffin, great execution by this offense to put this game away.
And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Scanning the field, it's Sellers. Buys a little time with his feet. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Bust through behind his pad. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Now sliding to his left. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Oh, a lot of space. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. Incomplete, and they tried to catch him flat-footed on first down, but the defense was ready. And here we go, final play of the game right here. On the direct snap, it's Allen. Moves around to clear up the vision. Oh, no, the ball popped out. And the offense recovers its own fumble, and a strange way to put a cherry on top of a win. How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those 2 teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these 2 squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.